Hey guys, it's Wes, not your normal miner here. Today we got a real fun one for you. We are going to be doing some benchmarking. We've got our hands on an NVIDIA Founders Edition RTX 3080. That's right, we fought the fight. As you guys have been doing, we bit the bullet. We secured a couple RTX 3080s so that way we could break you guys some benchmarking and we could help you guys decide whether these are the GPUs that are right for you or not. But today specifically in our RGB, you can see right here our RGB gaming editing mining rig. We are currently recording this video on it. I game on this thing. We have a lot of fun streaming with this as well. So today we're breaking down by community request. We are going to be doing some benchmarking on this RTX 3080. This is the NVIDIA Founders Edition. I am going to be breaking it down a little bit as well as my thoughts on this GPU. I do have another RTX 3080. We've got the Zotac Trinity. We were able to get both of these mining side by side in Hive OS and do a little bit of benchmarking last night on Ethereum. So after seeing this thing work in Windows, you will get to see as well that RTX 3080 from Zotac in the same rig under these same scenarios. But today we've got benchmarking of the NVIDIA Founders Edition RTX 3080. Like I said, I am going to be able to talk with you a little bit about my thoughts on this GPU compared to the other that I've seen on hand. I don't know anybody else out there currently that's got in the YouTube content creators that's got two different makes or models of these 3080s. We're trying to bring you guys the best content. But today we've got the RTX 3080, the NVIDIA Founders Edition. I am using Awesome Miner to run our miner programs. Makes it super simple on us, guys. It also shows you a couple other things. In the description down below, we're going to have links to all this so you guys can do your own research. Awesome Miner might not be right for you, but it's something that we use, and we've used it for quite some time. I am also using MSI AFTERBURNER. Please, guys, do your own research. Don't brick your cards. I'm not responsible for your overclock settings. What works on my rig might not work on yours, and vice versa. I also want to say hopefully we're going to see 100 megahash per second on this GPU, because rumor has it you can get these things over 100 megahash per second. We are a cryptocurrency mining based channel. We focus on pool testings, overclock setting testings, miner program testings, how to. We built that remote garden location so you guys could see everything we did as far as scaling up. But we've really been hammering hard here lately on videos with these RTX 3080s, trying to do some benchmarking and stuff. Here you can see the culprit in hand. This is the NVIDIA Founders Edition RTX 3080. In the upper right hand corner we'll have a link to that unboxing video for you. But let's get right down into it. As far as our other testing goes, we have been able to get these GPUs over on Hive OS to start out at about 210 watts. So on MSI AFTERBURNER, 220 watts is where we're starting at today, is 69%. You can currently see fan speed of 74% with 0 memory, 0 core. So far in my benchmarking, I have not seen the core clocks be able to do much changes on these. So today for these benchmarkings, we're not going to touch it. We are going to move the power limit up and down. We will go ahead and adjust the memory clock here. We do have the latest updated drivers. We're using Awesome Miner, currently using Phoenix Miner as well to control this. At 221 watts, Awesome Miner shows us an estimate of 83 megahash per second. Estimated earnings per day, $2.16 on Ethereum. We are over on Hive as far as the pool that we're using. So, in all of my overclock setting benchmarking so far, 210 watts on Hive OS was really great. Everything I've seen here recently on Windows is showing people using about 240 watts. So that's where we're going to go ahead and do our benchmarking today, is at 240 watts. And I believe that is just about 75% power on our slider. We are using MSI AFTERBURNER like we said. If you're new to the channel, definitely hit that subscription bell. We've got all sorts of benchmarking on this thing. We haven't even gotten into the gaming side of it. We do also want to run this on NiceHash so we can get the benchmarkings there, and that's by community request as well. So that video's up on deck next. We've got this in the RGB gaming editing mining rig. I wanted to get you some quick benchmarkings here on Ethereum using Windows per your request. Then we're going to benchmark this on Nice hash, so you can see a big rundown there. So at 75% power, we're at 239 watts with 0 memory, 0 core. We get up to 83 mega hash per second. So let's start messing with our memory. Let's just jump it up real quick. 500. Kind of see where we're at. We'll go ahead and let her set her and forget her. Another thing that we've been doing with these is we've been mining on Hive OS, doing that benchmarking, seeing what the power pulls at the wall. That's important because just because it shows a certain power pull on the miner program doesn't always mean that it's been pulling at the wall. Unfortunately, I don't have that set up here. But when we adjust the memory to 500, I want you to keep an eye on that fan speed. That's something that we're going to talk about here when we adjust the next overclock settings. But we've got memory of 500, power limit at 75% in MSI AFTERBURNER, and that's showing in Awesome Miner 240 watts. That does bump us up to 88 mega hash per second. I do know, just from my little testing, that we can hit 1000 on the memory, so we'll go ahead and bump that up here. And at 210 watts, guys, in Hive OS, I'm really stable. In Windows at 210 or even 220 watts, once we started to get heavy overclocks, we weren't stable at all. So here's going to be a little bit of a review so far on the NVIDIA FE Founders Edition, this RTX 3080. The dual fan, I feel, is not a very good design. And why do I say that? Well, we do have a 3-fan model. We've got the Zotac Trinity RTX 3080, and I'm already noticing big differences in cooling, and fan speeds, and overclock settings that they can take. We did also show you the differences last night in that video when we had 2 of them side by side on the sizes of these GPUs. That Zotac Trinity was substantially larger, and with 3 fans, I am seeing that it does do a lot better on the cooling there. So we've got 1000 on the memory, 0 on the core. We are at power limit of 75, and it's showing 240 watts at the wall. You can see we are up to 93 mega hash per second, but fan speed at 100. So already right now the cooling is showing that on this NVIDIA FE Founders Edition that the cooling is not as good, in my opinion, or is not great at all, because we are running 100% fan speed. When we get these drivers, we're going to come back and we are going to do some benchmarking on all of these again for you when these drivers are updated, when these miner programs are updated, and that way we can show you everything. But as far as overclock settings go, we are going to bump this up to 1500. Not 15,000, 15. Well, we know it won't take 1500. But I do know it is going to take 3225. How do I know that it's not going to take 1500? Because that was one of the first things that I tried. Rumor has it that you are able to, on some of these with MSI AFTERBURNER, some of these 3080s, you can push that memory clock 1500. And at about 240 watts, you should be able to get on some GPUs over 100 mega hash per second. Comment down below. Tell me what you've been able to do, if you've been able to overclock these. But once again, guys, side-by-side review, and you guys are going to see the Zotac Trinity put in these same tests. Side-by-side review, I don't think the cooling on the FE is quite as good. So we're at 240 watts at the wall, and we are getting 96 mega hash per second, and that's at 75% power. I know for a fact I can't get any more on the memory, guys, so I'm going to go ahead and go to 85% on the power, just so you guys can see the differences here. Currently at 96 mega hash per second, GPU's running pretty steady. Fan speed's definitely 100%. Usually when you get to a certain point and you adjust it, you'll start to see things back down if you've reached the max. So we are showing 271 watts in Awesome Miner, and like I said in the description down below, we're going to have links to that. Also, if you're skipping around to this part of the video, please hit that thumbs up. That way other people can see it and check in on this. It's really important that you guys see these different benchmarkings, because that's going to let you know whether you want this card or not. And right now, initially, because we've got two RTX 3080s and what I've seen side by side, I am not a fan of this NVIDIA Founders Edition. The cooling is not great. That 2-fan versus 3-fan is not good. I'm also finding that it is not able to take the overclocks quite as well as that Zotac Trinity. So we can't wait to get that going. Our little hashers are saying, do your own research, please. So as you guys see there, we bumped it up to 85% on the power limit, and we are not getting any more results. So we're going to take it back down to that 75, and that's about the max that we're getting right now is 96 megahash per second. We are mining Ethereum. We're using Awesome Miner and Phoenix Miner as our miner program. Once again, you can see right here, we've got the NVIDIA Founders Edition, the RTX 3080, and we've been giving you just a little bit on the benchmarking there. As far as core goes, we're at 1300, memory of 0, temperature 65 is what we're trying to keep it at, which it's showing 55C, but that fan speed is at over 100. It's at 100%. If I take this thing to 100 or 100% on the power limit, we aren't going to get anything else out of it. So currently, the best that we're able to get out of this thing is 96 megahash per second at 240 watts, and that's with the memory clock of 1300. We will get some more benchmarking on this. Like I said, keep an eye out for our nice hash benchmarking with this on our Windows rig. So that's what we've been showing you guys here today, is our benchmarking of the NVIDIA Founders Edition RTX 3080. I am not a fan of this 100% fan speed. At 75% power, we're going to go ahead and drop that back down to 0 on the memory clock, just so you guys can see the big differences here. 96 megahash per second at 1325. We back her down to 0, and with 0 core, 0 on the memory, and only OBS running in the background, this NVIDIA RTX 3080 does back down to, it's about 84, 85 megahash per second, and that's at 240 watts, guys. This thing does not like 210 watts like it does in Hive OS. Comment in the description. Tell me what overclock settings you want to see on our next video. Tell me if you like this. If you're new to the channel, let us know what you think about this thing. We're going to see if this thing cools down real quick as we wrap up this video. In the description down below, you're going to be able to follow us over on Twitter. Make sure you hit that up. We're making the push for 800 subscribers. You guys were keeping us at 750 because we had that fun game we were playing. I appreciate that. Also in the description down below, you're going to be able to follow us over on Discord. A couple things on Discord is you're going to be able to speak to us directly. We were showing everybody this morning over in the Brandon Coin Discord. Big shout out to everyone over there that we were moving this thing around, and you could actually see the 2060 Super that we replaced. This NVIDIA Founders Edition RTX 3080 is definitely smaller than a 2060 Super, and it is the smallest of the 3080s that we have. Good way to support the channel in Discord is find the water cooler over there. Once you find the water cooler, you're going to be able to find your HODL Bitcoin license plates. It's going to tell you how to get those. We ship those free anywhere to the U.S. If you guys want to get some of our merch, you're not your normal miner hash merch market, you're going to be able to get your Bitcoin accepted here. We've got that line of shirts and sweatshirts and stickers, all sorts of fun stuff. Description down below if you guys thought this video was great and is going to save you money because you aren't going to get an NVIDIA RTX 3080. And as we wrap this up, we'll talk with you a little bit more on that. You can find coinrequest.io. So we have been doing benchmarking here. We've been benchmarking a NVIDIA Founders Edition GeForce RTX 3080. And we've been using Awesome Miner to do that, as well as MSI AFTERBURNER. At 240 watts with 0 on the core, 0 on the memory, we get 80 megahash per second. When you are at 1325 on the memory, we are able to get 96 megahash per second. As I wrap up, if I want to give you a quick review on the NVIDIA Founders Edition RTX 3080, it's smaller than the Zotac Trinity, and it does underperform. What I mean by that is that 2-fan design that they say is pretty great. This new innovative design is definitely weak on the cooling. And their design does not take overclock settings quite as well. My name's Wes. I'm not your normal miner. Thank you.